Kelly from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for November 2021. So welcome to November. First, we have to recap what October brought us. And of course, it brought us a lot of craziness, a lot of chaos, a lot of transitions, a lot of adjustments. We, of course, went into October trying to balance the scales, trying to really restore the energy exchanges within ourselves, between our heart and our head. And of course, our personal relationships. We tried to fight for what is right. We tried to stand up for ourselves, but we had some retrograde energies really creating a lot of confusion, a lot of misunderstandings. And we did have a huge amount of energy shifts with all of those major heavy hitting planets coming out of our retrograde and going direct. This month, we are entering into a brand new platform where we are going to gain a whole lot of clarity. We are going to realign our mind, body, and soul. We are going to be activated, leveled up, and renovated in many different ways because, of course, November embodies Scorpio season, transformation, metamorphosis, definitely unifying the dark with the light, the pain with the power, bringing it all together, making sense of the hardships, of the injustices that have happened to us, and really seeing where a brand new light, a brand new path will emerge once we enter into Sagittarius season, bringing that light back to what would be a very, very dark and long tunnel. November brings us the number 11, the 11th month, and of course, bringing us two different opportunities for some portals. Yes, October, especially the 31st, was a huge portal, still wide open for the first week of November because the veils are very thin. The dimensions are overlapping. We're connecting with spirit and with our ancestors in a brand new different way. We have solar flares, we have solar storms, we have all kinds of electromagnetic frequencies coming in from the cosmos, really blasting us with a brand new set of energies that are definitely going to help us level up, boss up in all the right ways. That number 11 is a special one. It is a sign from the higher ups that we are on the right track. Might not feel like it, but we are. Again, confusion and chaos, absolutely necessary in order for us to find our way. Again, we come into November in the depths of Scorpio season. Scorpio, of course, rules over the 8th house in the astrological chart, which is death, rebirth, and transformation. That beautiful phoenix rising from the pile of ash, metamorphosizing into something greater, into something more powerful. And of course, once we are done with Scorpio season, dabbling in the shadow parts of ourselves, we're going to see a brand new light, a brand new faith, a brand new confidence and optimism be restored once we shift into Sagittarius season. So we come into the month with a lot of the planets now direct. Many of them still in their shadow period, still creeping up to their optimum speed. So we do have a little bit more time to redirect our energy, refocus, restructure, rebuild. We are coming into a very powerful month with limited astro events, but the ones that we are going to have are going to just wow us in ways that we didn't think that we could be wowed. We are going to have eclipse season begin, setting us up for a taste of what it's going to be like when the nodes of the moon move out of the Gemini-Sagittarius axis that it's been in for the last year and a half into the Taurus and Scorpio axis that we will be experiencing over the next year or so. The eclipse energy is going to pow us in a different way. We are being illuminated to where it is, of course, that systems, structures, routines, relationships, resources have to kind of be restructured, realigned, reorganized in order for us to tap into a brand new system, a brand new structure that will be much better suited for us, stronger for us to actually build on moving forward. We have to expect there to be sudden, large blasts of energy from these portals. We have November 1st, a 111 portal. We have the 1111 portal. We have, the eclipse lunar energy coming in, and we have all of these planets that have just come out of their retrogrades to move direct, building in speed, building in power, building in momentum that will definitely leave a lasting effect. So let's cover some of the major events that we're all going to experience. Like I said, huge light codes coming in on the 1st. You know, we are celebrating the veils being as thin as they get with the Day of the Dead, with Hallows Eve, with Samhain, all of those wonderful ancestral celebrations to really kind of bring forth the wisdom and knowledge that definitely is encoded in our DNA. On the 2nd, we have Mercury leaving its shadow period, going full steam ahead. This is going to provide us with a lot of the clarity that we've been lacking, bringing forth new knowledge, new information for us to reorganize and restructure, rework into our plans just in time for the new moon in Scorpio on the 4th. This is going to be a little bit of a darker type of energy. Why? Because Scorpio energy likes to hide our weaknesses and our vulnerabilities. And absolutely, because we are all very vulnerable in this adjustment period, we are likely going to retract and be a little bit defensive with our energy, our thoughts, our emotions at this time. We have some huge aspects taking place under this new moon in Scorpio that I will be diving into, not only in the moon guide, but in the new moon Scorpio astro event that will be very, very detailed compared to this little brief summary. So right after we have this new moon energy, we have Venus, the goddess of love and beauty and pleasure and worth and money, moving out of Sagittarius, that fire, freedom, independence, and truth energy, into Capricorn, where we're going to get down to business. Here's the thing. Venus is setting herself up to go retrograde. And Venus is going to stay in Capricorn, retrograding, and then going direct, taking us all the way in to the new year. This is definitely going to shake us up. This is definitely going to mix things up in all kinds of different ways on the global grander stage of the collective and in our own independent life. We are definitely going to have to take responsibility on what it is that we're actually creating and manifesting in our lives. We're going to face some power struggles. We're going to face some career changes. We're going to face reorganizing and restructuring what it is that actually is important to us, what brings us joy, what brings us happiness, what brings us pleasure, and where it is that we have to up the ante in our own self-worth and our own self-value. Just hours after Venus moves into Capricorn, we have Mercury moving into Scorpio. This is definitely going to intensify this Scorpio energy. And because Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, knowledge, information, and communication, being in this very intuitive shadow sign, we are going to be probing in the darkness. We are going to be moving within ourselves, picking ourselves apart, picking other people's brains apart, uncovering lies, corruption, and betrayal, illuminating the darkness into the light so that we can actually work with it. This is definitely going to add some oomphs to our lives, change our plans, because there's going to be a lot of hidden details that actually end up emerging, which will totally change the game for the current plans that we think we have for ourselves. So that is a lot of energy back to back. And then, of course, we build towards the 11-11 portal. This is a full alignment, power up in energies. This is where our heart and our head get back on the same page. This is where our light code activations power up, taking us to the next level of awareness and consciousness. There's a beautiful thing happening on November 11th with this 11-11 portal, where the moon and Jupiter, both in Aquarius, are going to be traveling together for a very short window of time. That's going to put a huge emphasis on our intuition, on receiving new visions, new inspirations, new ideas. We're having a burst of creativity, a burst of blessings. We're seeing our wheel of fortune turn forward and a whole lot of abundance starting to come our way. We are preparing for the full moon partial lunar eclipse in Taurus on the 19th. Now it is a partial eclipse, which means that this is like a supercharged full moon. Again, this is going to give us a taste of what it is that we can expect on this Taurus and Scorpio axis moving into the next year of life lessons. This is going to be a turning point for us. We definitely have to reflect back to 2013, 2014 and see where the life lessons, where the growth, where the silver linings now have to come out and be connected to that particular period of time in order for us to see what is ending, what is coming full circle. Some highlights here, of course, is going to be love, relationships, money matters, our routines, where it is that we're too stuck in our ways. We're going to be focused on the environment, Mother Earth, the resources, our financial resources, the way we're making our money, the way we're saving our money, the way that we're spending our money. Very crucial times because Mother Earth herself is going through a major adjustment period. What we've all kind of counted on as far as our resources, money, food, all those dandy things that have been stuck in an old paradigm, an old structure, are coming to a breaking point. And it can be scary as hell, but this is the turning point in which we see where it is that we can become more independent on ourselves to provide ourselves with the things that many of us have been looking at bigger systems and structures such as the government to actually provide us. This is going to be a doozy. On the 21st, we have Sagittarius season beginning. It is definitely going to be a brighter energy than Scorpio season. Sagittarius is the light at the end of the dark tunnel of transformation that Scorpio season is scripted to be. When we move into Sag season, we have a new belief system. Why? Because some details emerged from the darkness in Scorpio season, totally changed our thoughts, our minds, our head, our space, our realities. We have to use this truth in a brand new way to free us, liberate us from old ways of thinking, old ways of doing, old ways of believing, not only in ourselves, in the universe, but in humanity, in the collective. This is going to be a time where we really are going to have to align with our higher selves. This is when we start to see a big picture take place. This is when we see a new truth emerge, a new path forward, a new direction emerge. And guess what? We're almost excited about it. It's when we get renewed in our faith, in our hope, in our dreams, in our vision. And although we might lack a little bit of focus and direction on the details, we have this gut feeling that everything's going to be okay. And guess what? Many of us need to get to that particular point to feel solid and grounded in our own beings. The chaos, the confusion, the uncertainty has been too much for many people. And now moving into Sag season, this is going to bring the light back, the excitement back, the faith back, and of course, renew our spirit, our energy in order to take on this next chapter. We will end November out on the 24th when Mercury follows the sun and moves into Sagittarius as well. This is going to be a good shift because, of course, Mercury in Scorpio was picking things apart, analyzing things, acting as the detective, uncovering lies and truth and betrayals and corruption, really kind of illuminating a lot of that darkness, a lot of that shadow part within our own selves, within the collective. And now we got to figure out what it is that we're going to do with that information. Mercury moving into Sagittarius, we're going to have a desire to take this truth and to run with it. This again is going to be a lighter vibe. It will get our thoughts and our feelings out of that dark, muddy waters of the shadow parts within ourselves. And it is going to have us focused on the future, focused on what it is that we need to learn, what it is that we need to kind of be more optimistic and positive about. It is going to be a total shift in our mental plane and one that is going to be very welcomed for many of us. So November definitely sounds like we're going to have a lot of things really reveal themselves to us, a brand new truth emerge, brand new details emerge that's totally going to change the game, really put us in a pressurized situation to make some major changes that, of course, we've been building up to and intensifying to, but many of us have just been shooting in the dark. So let's get into it. Let's see what each astro event has in store, starting with the new moon in Scorpio.